Hey guys, and welcome back to another new Animal Crossing video. I'm Crossing Channel, and today I'll be looking at 10 character secrets that you might have missed in Animal Crossing New Horizons. With such a wide variety of interesting special characters to talk to in the game, such as Tom Nook, Isabelle, the Able sisters, and so many more, I wanted to take a look at some of the more hidden and obscure details about these characters so I could shed some light on perhaps my favorite cast of video game characters ever. If you guys are excited for this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Animal Crossing videos. Now, let's get into this. Number 1. Tom Nook's Obsession. You guys will know Tom Nook as the business-savvy raccoon, or Tanuki, who is in charge of operations on your island, as well as the mastermind behind the island getaway package and also the guy you can go to expand your home. However, did you know that Tom Nook is actually really big into golf? There's more than just one hint to this in New Horizons, the first being the golf clubs that you can see in the Resident Services tent before it upgrades, and later special golf magazines that Tom Nook has in his office in the upgraded Resident Services building. If you're not convinced though, this seems to have started in Happy Home Designer, a spin-off game for the 3DS where Tom Nook could be seen sinking golf balls during some of the game's loading screens. This little bit of background for Tom Nook has been carried over to New Horizons, as you can see, and honestly I think it fits his character pretty well. He definitely gives me dad who likes to take long golfing trips kind of vibes, so this works really well for Tom Nook. Hopefully one day he can actually retire and play as much golf as he wants, we'll have to see. Number 2. The Able family. The Able sisters have a complicated family history, which is something that has been explained throughout all of the different Animal Crossing games. We get little glimpses of this in New Horizons, and one of the most present is the family portraits on the wall behind where Sable works. Here we can see some really interesting portraits, one of which seems to be the parents of the Able sisters getting married, others showing the age difference between the sisters, and the very bottom photo showing them all together more grown up, very similar to how they appear in the games now. To the bottom left we have a photo of all three sisters chilling on the beach, which could even show that they've been to this island sometime before. If you look really closely at this scene, you can also see a little book which appears to have been handed down throughout the family, as it has a little hedgehog on it. Since their parents died, Sable has been in charge of the store and handling the creation of clothing, whilst Mabel handles the customers who come into the shop. Originally their sister Labelle was estranged from them, but now they're all back together, and even if Labelle has gone off on her own to pursue her fashion career. Hopefully we can see them all together again sometime in New Horizons as they were back in Animal Crossing New Leaf. Number 3. Blathers Book. If you visit the museum during the daytime, you're likely to find Blathers fast asleep as he is an owl. However, if you visit during the night, Blathers will be wide awake, and on some occasions you can actually catch him reading a book to keep himself entertained through his long work nights. However, we don't really know exactly what he's reading, but upon closer inspection, it does seem like it's related to the exhibits of the museum, which is very fitting for him. This isn't the most hidden secret in the game, but I just thought it was really cool to see Blathers actually doing something in his free time rather than just standing there idly like he would in previous Animal Crossing games, so I just wanted to point it out in this video. Another interesting detail about Blathers that you might not know is that he, like Sable, does not wear a hat for Halloween or Christmas like most of the other characters do. Maybe Blathers and Sable just don't celebrate these events, who knows. Number 4. Red and Tom Nook's past. You may have noticed that Red, a traveler who visits your island via a shabby cargo boat at the secret beach, isn't exactly the most welcome character on the island, not only because he sells fraudulent art, but also because he and Tom Nook actually have a history. This has been foreshadowed in previous games, especially in Happy Home Designer, where Tom Nook talks about how foxes are never to be trusted. Tom Nook will then talk about how he's worked with a fox before, but never will again due to the incident. It's anyone's guess as to what this incident actually was, but it's safe to say that Tom Nook harbors a long-time dislike of Red. It seems like Red won't be making a proper appearance on your island anytime soon, unless you two can somehow patch things up and solve their bickering. This goes beyond Tom Nook, however. Even Red tells you to be wary of Tom Nook and that he cannot be trusted, which means the beef between the two of them runs deep. You'll just have to decide who you want to trust more. Number 5. Isabel The Gardener. Did you know that Isabelle is apparently really keen on gardening? So much so that you can see her with a wide variety of different flowers within Resident Services. Most, if not all of these flowers seem to be hybrids too, which means she would have to go out of her way for all the extra effort and have the knowledge to actually crossbreed these flowers. It's always nice to see Isabelle getting a break to enjoy herself and focus on her hobbies, as she's pretty much one of the most hardworking characters in the entire game. Her little shirt for the coldest seasons of the year also has a little flower on it too, which is a really nice tiny little detail that I enjoy a lot. Speaking of Isabelle, she also has a cute little framed photos in her office space which look like they were taken when she arrived on the island. Very cool. Number 6. Harvey and Harriet. Harvey's studio may not be the most visited spot in New Horizons, but Harvey has some stories of his own that you might want to learn about. Although he doesn't really mention this in New Horizons, in the previous game he would occasionally mention that he has a crush on another dog character named Harriet, a poodle who runs Shampoodle, a hair salon. Since Harriet was removed in New Horizons, it seems like there's no reason for Harvey to mention this. However, if she's ever added back, it'd be great to see him make mention of her. Perhaps with the wedding season event that happens in June, Harvey could finally get together with Harriet and make all of his dreams come true. Who knows? Number 7. Isabelle's Brother. On occasion, you can get a special piece of dialogue from Isabelle during her announcements with her mentioning that her brother asked for a wake-up call. Isabelle is of course referring to Digby, a character who was last seen in Animal Crossing New Leaf. Isabelle and Digby are actually twins and they seem to be pretty close. Though he's yet to make it into New Horizons, this little reference to him is pretty cool and hopefully we can see him make some kind of comeback as Digby was a pretty popular character. Number 8. Labelle and Labelle. Did you know that in Animal Crossing New Horizons, Labelle has actually changed her name from previous Animal Crossing games? She used to be called Labelle, which was her new name under the tutorage of the fashion designer Gracie. But now that Labelle seems to have gone off on her own to do her own thing in the world, she's gone back to her original name, Labelle, which matches with the rest of her family. It's a subtle little change, but it shows how the sisters have reconnected and gotten closer with each iteration of Animal Crossing, so it's a very nice touch. Number 9. The Turnip Family. As most of you who played the previous games will know, Joan used to sell the turnips to players each Sunday. Daisy May, who is Joan's granddaughter, has taken over for New Horizons to help her grandma out. Though Joan can't be found within the game currently, Daisy May actually mentions her during one of the town ratings that Joan could be visiting the island at a future date if her knees get better. Though it's not confirmed, this was a nice little touch that indicates that maybe sometime in the future, we could be seeing characters like Joan make a comeback to New Horizons. It'd certainly be nice as Joan was literally one of the very first characters ever seen in Animal Crossing, appearing in the opening cutscene for the very first Animal Crossing game on the GameCube. Number 10. Rescue Moles. Here's a fun one to end off the video. A lot of hardcore Animal Crossing fans will have noticed this already, but I thought it was worth mentioning here in this video, especially if you only just played Animal Crossing New Horizons. The main operator for the helicopter rescue service is actually a character called Resetti, a character who in previous games would lecture you on closing your game without saving your progress. Though he doesn't get an actual appearance here, it's definitely him. From the obvious speech patterns to match how Resetti talks, to the helicopter music literally being Resetti's theme, it's safe to say that this is him. On occasion you can also get Don Resetti, Resetti's brother, to appear instead of Resetti himself. It's a nice little Easter egg which also calls back to the older games where sometimes Don Resetti would fill in for his brother. It's nice to see these characters included as they are so iconic and so popular, even if they don't make a physical appearance in New Horizons just yet. I really hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at these 10 character secrets. Animal Crossing has so many fun and interesting characters and I've really enjoyed highlighting some of the more interesting details about them here in this video. I'd love for you guys to let me know in the comment section down below if you have any secrets or interesting details about the characters of Animal Crossing that you've noticed. Hopefully we'll see even more characters added to New Horizons in the future with updates like Brewster and so many more that we're currently missing. If you want to help support me and my channel, click the join button down below the video or the link in the description to become a channel member and a member of the Bobs Gang. You can get a whole bunch of really cool perks for doing so, such as exclusive emojis, a badge by your name, exclusive content and posts, and so much more, so be sure to check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, show support, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Animal Crossing videos. You can check out my links and my merch in the description, and 2 Animal Crossing videos on the right side of the screen. Thank you once again for watching.